It's this person I work with at work, and he's always joking and making sounds of an Asian, or talking like an Asian person and things of that nature. And so last night he said, I gotta stop with all this Asian stuff. He said, but I just love the Asian side of me, and I embrace them more than the other side of me. Like the white side was always fussing and fighting and that side of the family. He said, but I love my Asian side. And I looked at him and I was like, don't you ever be embarrassed about being something that you want to be, or embracing something that you want to be. And I wanted to say something about that, as it might be somebody else that thinks that way as well. And he's from a total different background than me, but we are able to talk about, he's able to talk freely about who he is. I am able to talk freely about who I am without offending each other. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So I typed in what really happened at work, and just to get some feedback on it. And it says it came up with psychological safety and mutual respect at work, even in a situation that could easily slide into stereotype and harm. Wait, let me get my glasses. And so it says, what you noticed, your coworker uses Asian accents and Asian stuff, which in many workplaces would be experienced as mocking or stereotype-based humor, and could be considered harassment or bullying if others feel targeted or offended. I didn't even think of that part. That's a trip. At the same time, he expressed genuine pride and warmth for the Asian side of himself, and contrasted it with pain from the white side of his family, which is a real example of someone using culture and identity as a source of resilience. You responded by affirming that he should not be embarrassed to embrace the parts of himself he loved, sending a clear message that identity pride is welcome in your presence. Why this felt beautiful? Psychological safety at work is the belief that you can speak up with ideas, questions, or parts of your identity without being punished or humiliated. That's a biggie right there. In your interaction, both of you were able to talk freely about who you are from various different backgrounds without attacking or shutting each other down, which is a core ingredient of inclusive, high-trust environment. And I want to add to that, I noticed the environment when he was talking to me, but I kept it going because I noticed like somebody white came up, and they was going to back up. And I'm like, no, I've interviewed quite a few people that feel the same way you do. And it's on a different levels. And, you're not the only one that feels very similar to what you have explained. And so the white person, just to make them feel comfortable as well as we're talking, to not push them away also, because I know they have their own ideas and perspectives about whatever life they lived or how they think, and so they did not intervene with that conversation, but they did join in and didn't feel left out of the environment that we were in. Come on in, listen to us, feel comfortable. And this is how other people talk to one another together. It goes on to say the tricky side of accent jokes. Research shows that people often feel hurt, anxious, or less respected when the accent or a group of accent is mocked, and repeated jokes can cross the line into bullying or discrimination tied to ethnicity or nationality. That's something to pay attention to. Even if no one complains out loud, others nearby who share that background or care about it may feel they must stay silent to keep the peace, which reduces their sense of safety and belonging. What you modeled in that moment, you separated two things very clearly: pride in Asian identity, which you affirm, the behavior of making Asian sounds and jokes, which you did not co-sign, but you also did not attack him for it. That kind of response does three healthy things at once. It honors his humanity, leaves space to adjust the problematic behavior, and shows that deep, honest identity talk is possible across differences. So the goal is not to shame people out of their pride, but to invite them to express that pride without leaning on stereotypes or mockery that might wound someone listening. So real safety at work is when very different people can say, "This is who I am," and know they'll be heard and not humiliated. And it ends with your instinct to protect both identity, pride, and mutual respect is exactly the kind of nuisance stance that builds healthier workplaces. And I love that because, there are times when I have my say so when people listen to me and give their input without putting me down. And that just shows a lot of respect and, if you want to say, warmth or whatever within the workplace. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Because not only because we're all different, but that's one of the main things. We're all different. I don't have to dish you and say bad things to you because I'm different than you, blah, blah, blah. Or I don't have to not listen to you because I'm different than you. What the hell? What the hell?